type of stuff. She can turn into a fairy, which she did recently, which was pretty unique, we gotta all admit. But a lot of her own fans did not like this. They thought it was weird in a bad way.
This is my honest review of the $275 Melanie Martinez
$275. I'm not gonna lie. Yo, if you need to spend almost $300 to get a squirt to smell good, yo, I'm not gonna lie, it's time to upgrade to soap. This is crazy works. And then, yo, where is this supposed to be sitting? On the nightstand? Ain't no way in hell I'm waking up to this motherfucker looking over at me. Are you serious? No, y'all have to stop playing. Y'all have to stop playing. Yo. Yo, what is this? My. Hello again, hun. Looks like we're back. Looks like the tea goes on once more, pinkies up. But yes, the girly pop, Miss Melanie Martinez. We're back once more. It seems your drama goes on again. For those that aren't caught up in the last video about the Lover Babes, Miss Coco's crazy. Sure to love. Checking her out again, but we showing love in the vid. You already know. You know what I'm saying? She was hit with the allegations by one of her ex-partners saying that she potentially had sexually assaulted her and had stated a quote in which she said she did not say no to the things that we chose to do together. So yeah, pretty crazy statements we got going on here, as well as apparently buying clothes from an Etsy that was promoting adult baby diaper lovers. So not so koosh, not at all. Yeah, it was getting crazy, as well as some other things going on with her new partner that's apparently going down. It's getting crazy. But like I said, more things is coming out, so I won't waste no more of your time on Trilly Talks Everything. Trilly does indeed yap everything. Let's see what's going on now with Miss Melanie Martinez. You already know, like I said in the intro, share the love with the Lover Babes. She putting out the consistent quality content, the lovely drama. You already know, Miss Coco's crazy. We got the disgusting Melanie Martinez situation got worse. Of course, you guys want to watch the OG video down in the description. First link. Shout out Miss Coco's crazy. Let us hop right in. We gonna see. We gotta see. The girly pop. It's not like a not. Not at all.
No matter how many threats you send my fiance.
And you people never stopped.
I've been loving Melanie for years, but this is just impossible to defend.
Are you a fan or were a fan of Melanie Martinez? Well, if
After the last vid, couldn't say so.
So you probably have heard of a few of her allegations. Yes, her serious allegations. Well, in the last video, I went through some and uncovered some and let the audience decide in the end what they really thought and if they supported Melanie. The video
Need to look in more, but couldn't say after hearing some of the stuff that I fully support. No, ma'am.
had about 10 allegations and it lasted 30 minutes, so I uncovered a lot, but I didn't go through every single one. And it turns out there are a lot more bad ones out there that we're going to go over in this video.
I can't understand.
Of course there are. Oh yeah, there was also, that was one of the things I missed in the intro, but like, the Lover Babe just said, shut up Miss Coco's crazy, she said, like, there was like 10 of them Jones. There were a lot of things, but yeah, the ones I was covering was some of the main ones, but another main one was, yeah, the audience, Miss Melanie's audience, and I even seen some of y'all in the comments. Interesting. Toxic? We gotta ask the questions.
Damn, how people still support Melanie Martinez.
People at your school think I called Melanie Martinez a flop.
The Melanie Martinez coloring book is absolutely disgusting.
There are some pretty disturbing ones in here.
A coloring book?
And remember that they are allegations,
Wait,
they're not facts.
what?
Kind of same with the last video, I won't give my actual opinion on who I believe in this situation because it's someone's word against another's. And I feel like my opinion shouldn't influence you. You should look at the different things I give you and you should make up your own mind. I can't change that and I shouldn't influence that. You should make it up for yourself.
But I agree. But I also argue the factor of, like, even if you're watching someone and getting like their opinion, you should be able to formulate your opinion still. This is why y'all always see me rage about the Hassan Glazers, because I ain't gonna cap. If you want to follow the bull Hassan or whatever, you're free to do so. You got your own opinions, that's cool. But yo, if you're just straight up bar for barring like exactly what they're saying, or Like, they have things that they're saying and you're not even critical against anything at all. You can't see nothing to criticize. Never, ever. Nah, you're following echo chambers. You're glazing. You're glazing. Which I already know. Like, obviously, within, like, more serious, like, allegations, stuff like that, I say it all the time. We would need more substantiated evidence. Flixer, it did happen. Like, dumb John. But, like, yeah, obviously, within it being more serious, you would want more substantiated proof.
So I will try to remain unbiased as possible. We are simply going over the allegations I found on TikTok, and I feel like we need to discuss as a whole, add them all together, and decide at the end if you, the audience, wants to still support Melanie Martinez. As always, I expect a lot of discussion in the comments. I know there's going to be a lot of comments under this video, same as last one. Please remain respectful. If you're a Melanie Martinez fan or you absolutely hate Melanie Martinez, remember, just criticize, have a discussion.
Genuine criticism versus hate. And I ain't gonna lie. If you saying she a B-hatch, all this shit, you know what I'm saying? You trying to call her a bitch, say fuck you, like, that's wrong. Let's not do that. But there is stuff, yes, we can sit and question. And like I said, her main allegations with the sexual assault, the little Etsy John, looking crazy. Audience toxicity, yeah, we can ask those questions, but we all need to be saying no crazier Jones.
Do not just be awful to everyone. Please remain respectful. With that, let's get into this video and all of the disgusting stuff we're going to be discussing. But first, I have a serious update on Mustafa and his family. You know, the family that we've been supporting through these oppressive times. Mustafa wanted me to deliver you this specific message. Last video, some of you guys started a pray chain where you started praying for Mustafa, and there's this whole chain of people, and he noticed that and really appreciated it. He wanted to let you all know that he's praying for all of you, his family, and overall, he's just so thankful for you guys because you're his main support right now through this hard time for his 2 daughters. Remember, any donation makes a difference, and if you can't donate, use your power for good. Spread the message on your social media, friends and family, or literally anyone. Spread the message in general. That can help so much. Remember, you can do good in this world, and this is one way you can do good. With that, let's get back into the video. We obviously have a lot of heavy stuff to discuss, but first I want to start off with something that isn't really an allegation, but it is kind of a sad situation.
Hold on.
Yo, y'all see this, Joe?
Truly editing? Light trying to do me dirt? What are we doing here? Oh my god. This guy doesn't know how to make content. Terrible content creator? My brother doesn't even know how to be a slop tuber? Crazy works we got going on here. Anyway.
A lot of you have probably heard by Leah Kate by now. She's like another version of Olivia Rodrigo, but a more hated version. She just kind of makes that kind of music, pop music, and it's not really great. I'm not a fan of hers.
It's not really great. Pretty dog water.
Just like I'm not really a fan of Melanie Martinez, but I don't really care if you like her. Like, that's your thing.
But nah. I'm not too familiar with the girly pop myself, but you already know. I know, again, the love of babes are watching. You don't tell me, do I need to get educated? Oh boy, here we go.
Her songs are catchy. She's blown up on TikTok a few times. Well, not recently, about a year ago, she was live streaming and all she did was read off Melanie Martinez because someone commented that in her chat. That's literally all she did was read that. Well, that was a huge mistake on her part.
Melanie Martinez.
Well, Melanie's fan base quickly got a hold of this clip somehow, and they decided to make edits of her. One of the edits of—
See, this is the John I be talking about with, like, PR and all that type of jazz, especially when you're moving up to, like, more mainstreamer Johns or, like, like, obviously, into higher status within popularity, more people know your John. You gotta try to avoid controversy. This is what I always say. Trilly is not worried about clout. None of that jazz. Obviously, you want to build your audience, which, shout out y'all. It's always love. You already know. But yeah, Trilly burns the bridges instant. Because as soon as I see some crazy John, the mind gets to speaking. I'm telling y'all, bro.
Her got millions of likes, and it was just straight on hating on her, calling her flop, showing clips of Leah's concerts and people making fun of her there. It was this whole thing. She got tons and tons of hate. Her comments were all Melanie fans hating on her, and I can imagine what her DMs look like. It got so bad that her own brother was talking about how people at her school hated her because of what she said about Melanie Martinez. So she had to even release a TikTok explaining all she did was read her chat. That's all she did.
People at my school hate you because you said Melanie Martinez.
People at your school think I called Melanie Martinez a flop?
Yeah.
Okay, well, you know that's not true, right?
Yeah, it's fake.
It's fake.
See, but then, like, that could also be used as plausible deniability. See, this is like that Denims John. The John that Denims be doing. Because it's like the factor of, like, all right, you just read the chat, but at the same time, you had to look at that specific message in the chat and read it out. You could have looked at it in the chat, maybe hit him with a chuckle or something, and like just kept it pushing. But the factor of her reading it out, it's like you ain't had to do that. Is it just me? I don't know. Maybe I'm dicky and maybe it's not that serious. I mean, it really isn't that serious. I mean, who cares? Melanie Flapina. It's like, again, Miss Melanie, girly pop, your allegations looking a little crazy. I'm not gonna hold you. This Flapina's John, especially on the factor of your audience. Let's just go ahead and say it. Your Glazers, like I said, I seen some in the comments. Yeah, I'm not worried. I'm not worried. Like Melanie Flapina, we have to be real. We at some point, just like I keep telling you, at some point we gotta grow up. Are we worried about this, John? No. If you still like her music, listen to her music. But please, like it's all the time too. Let's be objective. You can have a favorite like artist, creator, and all that type of jazz. But like remember that they still another human and they can be flawed because everyone is flawed because everyone is human. Truly repeats himself, but yeah, I already know. Stamped. On that factor, like we shouldn't be hefty glazing, but it back again, like that's a super sidebar. In this specific scenario, yeah, she didn't have to read that John out. Like that's just starting John.
What really happened is somebody on my Instagram live commented Melanie Flapinez, and I was like, Melanie Flapinez, what is that?
And I know her music a lot of you don't like, but that's not the
Everybody knows what flop means in Big 25. We're not doing this.
point. Leah Kate's music isn't the point. The point is the fan base will literally attack anyone who, like, even says Melanie's name in a way they don't like. Like, she legit did nothing. She read the chat in a way they didn't like it, and
Yeah, like this is like a both sides, like dumb John, because obviously again we already established that Melanie's like audience a good amount is toxic, but then also on like Leah Kate's side, like did she have to read this John and like come on, we're playing plausible deniability on not knowing what flop means. You know what flop means. We're not doing this.
they decided to make, like, the harassment she got for this was insane. I remember that was all on my For You page a year ago. Like, the endless harassment this fan base has caused random people is just insane to me. Another example of her fan base just blatantly harassing people is Brad Taste in Music.
Nah, I'm not even gonna lie. Like the way in the last video, Michael Gross Grizz we were watching, like when they were talking more about the situation with Timothy, like when I was learning how they basically at first, like when Timothy came out at first, like they just brigaded it, like they just brigaded her straight off the John, like just straight off. I'm like, how is this even possible? How are they able to just shelve this like nothing happened? I'm not saying confirmed like the worst John happened, but like obviously we said it should be questioned. Like we should be getting into more substantiated Johns and really getting into it. But yo, how can we just sweep this up like it was nothing? Like, huh? Huh? Like yo, you gotta at least be happy now that it's being relitigated. Like yo, come on, man.
Melanie Martinez stands. Specifically, stan Twitter accounts. You're right, I will probably never be as successful as Melanie Martinez, but no matter.
Yo, this is the bro. I'm trying to tell y'all, bro. This is the Hassan Glazers to me. This is the Hassan Glazers and the Fresh and Fit Glazers to me, bro. This every time, bro. I'm sitting there like, yes, I'll never be as successful as Hassan. Yes, I'll never be as fucking clouded as Hassan. Yes, I'll never be getting to anything that's actually a good force for the world like Hassan. Like you want to suck his cock even more? Like, bro, it's crazy works. So I already know how he's feeling right now.
No matter how many texts you send my fiance, no matter how many times you spam and create images of me and her and do all this awful
Don't worry, we'll get into the allegations soon. I just want to focus.
Dude, I cannot relate to that. That's actually crazy that, like, again, for Melanie's audience to be going out this far to, like, yo, even potentially dox heads, try to get the address and all this, try to get his fiance, like, bro, what are we doing? Let's not do that, Miss Melanie. Let's not cultivate this type of audience. It's bad for the PR, real bad. You know what I'm saying?
Focus on these two examples because it just shows the insanity that some of her fans, like the ways they will go to destroy people's lives that critique her. Brad Taste in Music, like, is literally a music critique.
Oh my god. Oh my god. And people had no problem with this album?
And he was very, very strict. And he was a little rude. I'll give him that. Like, I'll give the fans that. But it didn't make an excuse for the amount of harassment he got for making this video. And the toxicity of the fans.
But there's a difference. There's like, okay, he was a bit rude because it's like just a like part of his personality, whatever. Like he's critiquing it. Like he's giving a genuine opinion. He's not holding nothing back. And then there's like, okay, he's blatantly shitting on it. Like, yo, there's the distinctions that you gotta make. And with some of these heads, I'm not saying again all of Melanie's fans, but with some heads, and I'm seeing in other fan bases, faces or whatever, but I've even seen at least one specific person in my comments. I told you, some heads disregard everything. You know what I'm saying? Some heads go to the ultimate glaze. So any base critique, like even if you were to just say, yo, I wasn't really feeling Melanie's outfit in this certain joint, they ready to absolutely go crazy, straight 10 out of 10 crash. And that's where you have to make these distinctions at. Like, yo, did he do something to deserve a 10 out of 10 crash, or say some John that deserved a 10 out of 10 crash? I probably doubt it.
Fandom is just infamous. It's talked about on TikTok all the time now. I see a lot of videos on it, and I can believe it now because the amount of people that have literally just, like, made the wrong move that includes Melanie have gotten, like, an insane amount of hate. Like, 1.5 million likes on a video where she literally just reads off the name Melanie Felininos or something.
So this is Melanie Martinez, and this is Madeleine Carina. Madeleine used to be Melanie's makeup artist for Cry Baby. Some days after the Timothy allegations, someone asked Madeleine what she thought of it since she was close with Melanie. She gave a response that was shocking.
So basically a second...
Wait, hold on, I'm gonna read that.
Someone asked Madeleine what she thought of it since she was close with Melanie. She gave a response that was...
Also, something similar, not rape, happened with me and Mel. She begged me over and over again to sleep with her, and I finally gave in. She wore me down. I said yes, but it was not the same with Timothy. I will support Tim Neller to the end. Miss Melanie. Boy, do I have some questions, hon. Boy, do I have some questions. Listen, again, like I said, even with the situation with Timothy, I would say we need more substantiation. But this too? Real interesting.
Shocking.
So basically, a second victim has come forward and made a statement, and like Timothy, she's saying that she has been kind of like, she didn't consent, or she was pushed to the edge.
Like, basically, in the factor of, like, she was coercing her... Chili's a dumbass, really can't grammar. She was coercing her over time and finally, like, wore her down to where, like, the lover babes in this instance, like, she was just like, oh, whatever, you know, fine, like, but obviously, that's not the factor of how you would want to go about getting a little frisky, as heads would say. You already know. You know what I'm saying? Bombing. This is not the way you want to go about bombing. You feel me? Probably want to be a bit more sensual, a bit more loving, definitely more genuine. Be lovely.
To do something with Melanie that she simply wasn't comfortable with. And that's generating more discussion on TikTok. A lot more people are starting to believe Timothy because of that. Timothy has even come out with some videos saying that she's gotten more support recently than she's ever gotten like the last 8 years.
The Melanie Martinez.
Yeah, because they brigaded her last time.
Tina's coloring book is absolutely disgusting, and if you're defending it, I am severely judging you. There's only...
Yeah, we was hearing about this a little bit earlier. Nah, we need to talk about this. Hold up.
One kind of...
I'm already seeing the Etsy John with the adult baby diaper lovers. Talk about this.
Group of people that would be interested in coloring pictures depicting children having objects shoved into their mouth or...
And...
Nah, we trolling. Nah, we're trolling.
Here comes another allegation. So recently, or well, not recently, but a while ago, Melanie released a coloring book, and she had like children because, you know, her album was Cry Baby, and some of them were like they were in positions and stuff that a lot of people felt like it was kind of wrong, to put it quite plainly. I'm not going to show any of them because
I'm like, no, please. I'm like thinking about this in my head. I'm like, oh no, wait, we can't show this, right? Like, this is bad. This is abhorrent. Who are you talking? What? Bruh. Yo, did heads not learn from that whole shit that went down with Balenciaga? Are we just not learning anything? Okay. But there's nothing to learn. You just don't do this. Why? For what purpose? For what purpose? Nah, come on.
I know that you two won't like it, but it was basically just kids in ways
I won't like it.
that did not see appropriate, and she got called out for it a lot, but her fans made sure to defend her against this.
See, this is the thing I was talking about in the last vid, because again, I know the context, the whole crybaby thing, but yo, this kid, it's throwing me off. I don't like it. I didn't like when Umichi was lolly baiting. Actually, you should never like that. And again, the bulls that did like that,
This one's for you.
Anyway, yeah, this I'm sorry, the signs, they ain't signing.
Saying that the people making these claims were the weird ones. I saw a lot of videos saying that these people were the weird ones. There were even edits against people making these videos, as usual. Melanie fans do love to use edits for some reason to like shame people who criticize Melanie.
Taking a bubble bath and looking uncomfortable and scared at the same time. And this is just further proof that even women can be pressed. Because I have some questions. Why did Melanie Martinez think this is cute and funny? Why is this like her whole brand is like sizing children? And I've never been a Melanie Martinez fan.
That's one. Yo, see, this is the John I was saying with Umachi, bro. Why is it that like all the things in the videos you got on the schoolgirl fit, the mannerisms given child, the song in the background is literally in Tank Diddler John. What are we talking about? Like, what are we doing? If all the signs is signing, yo, we'll keep asking questions.
And I couldn't even tell you one song of hers. All I know of her is everything bad that I see in the media, and every single time I see something about her in the media, it has to do with essay allegations, or I'm seeing drawings of children.
Melanie has been criticized many different times because she does not steer away from topics that are very, very serious. I have seen a lot of people criticize her specifically because she'll like make songs like Tag Your It about but they'll be saying it's like a fetishization. It's not like she's not spreading awareness. She's like making up the situation in her head, and that's like glamorizing the situation, basically.
Regardless, whether or not you believe the victim, you do not need to be going into their comment section or making accounts just to specifically harass them because...
brigading them? Yeah, like, it's just weird. I say this all the time. There's hate and genuine criticism. If you drop the genuine criticism, all fair, well, and good. Fair to do so. The hate, weird. If you are going out and making mass separate accounts like the Love It Base saying right here, you a weirdo. Like, you're doing too much. You're terminally online, coming from the bowl. Terminally online, do not go outside. What color is grass? Never seen that jump before. Like, bro, why? Why is not this deep? This person don't know you, little bro. They don't know you. Melanie don't know you. I'm sorry. That's tough. That's really tough. Bro, see, I can't. It's just...
If they're actually a victim and you're in their comments, like, telling them, oh, I don't believe you, or, like, writing even worse stuff, imagine how that makes them feel.
You know when you're a kid and you just have this, like, delusional view of the world that everything works out perfectly, everyone has a happy ending, that kind of stuff?
Sunshine and rainbows.
I believe that you always get justice in these type of situations, and you always believe the victim. That's something that I just thought as a kid. Like, if someone's a victim of something, everyone believes them. But the things that changed my mind was specifically the whole Melanie situation, because I realized that someone could come out with a statement, and there's no proof against what they say, but of course there isn't really much proof to prove what they're saying, and people will decide that they're going to value the celebrity over because they make better music. That's a justification I've seen a ton of Melanie
Separate the art from the artist. Gonna keep stamping that in.
fans make countless edits and videos on TikTok saying, comparing the music. They're like, oh, you think Melanie's bad? Look at Timothy and then play one of her songs. So in like your logic, if you're a worse singer, it's okay for you to be SA'd? You're in the wrong then? Like the logic.
Like, it's not even a music thing. This is why I said, this is why I keep stamping it in too. Separate art from the artist. If you want to listen to Melanie's music, regardless of like whatever Jones is going on, yo, that's within your means. Music is an art. Go ahead. But yo, if you gonna be over here glazing her up, I'm gonna need you to be objective and look at the Jones that I feel as though, and let's be frank here, a good amount of other people feel as though she could be criticized for. Like, what are we? Nah, like, we can't do this. You know what I'm saying? If you just listening to her, or you just like only like, you know what I'm saying, in regards to her giving her attention because of like her music and Jones like that, fine, whatever. Your mic just went out again. I can't believe this, Jazz. Ridiculous. Anyway, yeah. But bro, if you gonna be going out to these lengths to defend her, going out harassing other people, which potentially could be victims, yo, let's make sure to be objective. Stamped. But yeah. Alright. I like doing me dirt. Yo, I swear, y'all, I'm getting new ledge. Who knows when that's gonna happen though? It's never gonna happen. I'm too lazy. Everybody knows this. Slippy!
logic is just so flawed. I'm not saying Timothy is for sure not lying, but what I'm saying is kind of what this girl said here. She put it in pretty good words. If Timothy is a victim, which of course is possible, it's always possible, then you are literally harassing a victim of SA, like, because you like celebrity. The chance that she is which I'm not going to give my opinion whether I think she is or not, because that won't change yours, but if on the circumstance she is, like, would you not feel guilty for harassing her and writing these evil things in her comment sections?
Nah, you obviously would. Or at least I hope you would, because there's some people on the internet, them in their goddamn orbiters that don't feel bad for doing shit. And meanwhile, they're over here slandering, misinforming about other motherfuckers. But I would hope on a general sense for a normal person, like, yeah, if you were to potentially go harass and be saying all this crazy John about a potential victim, like, yeah, you gonna feel bad about that. You better be able to get guilty about that. Damn it, talk. You better feel guilty about that.
Martinez fans still defend her after Where Do Babies Come From? Because in that song, it literally says, comes from girls who want to grow up too fast. Then later in the song, it says boys taking things they don't own. And it makes it very obvious the parents are
Yeah, I got threw me off immediately. I was like,
talking about each other in the song. You're literally shaming a woman.
Yes, there's more situations, and misogyny is one thing that she's been accused of a lot of times, specifically because of this song and another.
The truly is a misogynist situation is insane.
The one where she sings about taking a basic B man. She talks about taking someone's man and like shaming the girl, and a lot of people said that was misogynistic, and I feel like a lot of songwriters have the same kind of accusation. Taylor Swift, too, I remember, had to change her lyrics because she was shaming this girl, SLUT, shaming this girl. So this has been a problem with a lot of people. So overall,
yo, truly can't grab for nothing. I was really sitting here spelling this John in my head, but like, yeah, not slut shaming her. Oh no, hun, are you a hoe? Like, bro. Yeah, nah, this is the John you see in like music all the time. Where I'ma take your man, I'ma take your girl, or whatever. Oh yeah, bro, Mr. Take Your Bitch. Like, bro. Yo, you know how we just instant debunk that? Yo, if you take somebody else's girl from them, what's stopping someone else from taking your girl from you? And then the same thing with the lover babes to the guys. Like, what is happening from this John? Like, what is stopping it from happening with you? What, you just ultimate S-tier boss? I don't know about that. I ain't gonna lie, because if we keep it in a stack, keeping it self-aware, there's always somebody that got more. Like, you gotta really confront them, though. That's tough.
well, I don't really like, I feel like a lot of artists have done this in the past, which doesn't justify it, but like, this is just something that I've heard a lot on TikTok. Melanie has also been criticized for her Million Men song. I wouldn't recommend looking it up. It's a serious, I
didn't plan on it.
Can't even say it on YouTube because there's no way this video is gonna get like not taken down if I do. But a lot of people have been saying that that song was just not a good thing for her to write. If you want, you can listen to it. Just look it up, 1 Million Men by Melanie Martinez. But it is a pretty sad and disturbing song. So
from what I'm kind of getting, at least, you know what I'm saying? It with her and like, yo, we gotta make the clear distinction. Not in the factor of it's hard to separate the art from the artist, but yo, some of her jaunts is so bad it's in the art. Is what I'm getting. Okay. Yeah, that's not good. That's not good.
I can't convince you. You're going to have to listen to it and make up your mind if that's appropriate. If she was using that for some kind of other thing that she shouldn't have been using it for. But once again, I can't really go into depth because YouTube will be really, really mad at me.
Spiderweb today, yeah.
Woo! Party.
Ow.
Ow.
Ow. No, it's fine. Ow. No, it's not.
In there.
It's been about 2 years since Melanie's released Portals, and a lot of controversies have erupted since then. Some are small ones, like people saying she's too cringe now, and her change to this monster thing is just too cringe, and they don't like her. She fell off now. Those are the small.
I'm gonna keep it a buck. It's giving Uncanny Valley. It definitely is giving Uncanny Valley, like with the whole butterflies and all this junk. Like, it's kind of freaking me out a little bit. Like, I could, I guess, see the vision. You're trying to go for the unique creativity, but like, I don't know. My glasses is definitely foggy on this one for sure.
All controversies and the small amount of hate she's been receiving. The bigger ones are a bit more disturbing.
A lot of her music and lyrics have kind of innuendos in it, and also plays on obviously childlike themes like milk and cookies, cake, carousel, and she explains a lot that she writes childlike themes with adult scenarios.
This video
Ugh.
credit goes to Angel Burkia. So she is expressing an opinion a lot of people think about Melanie. They don't like the way she depicts children because, as she just said here, Melanie likes to use children to depict adult events, serious things.
I don't think we should be doing that.
Disturbing things. And a lot of people see that as some sort of thing that just isn't appropriate. And
yeah, probably not even probably. I would definitely agree with that.
And after Portals, this kind of criticism became more acceptable because a lot of fans were already angered by the album. They didn't like it. It was very, very unpopular for a lot of the fans. And don't come in my comment section.
What I don't understand is, like, again, like I just came off of saying, like, if you want to have your own unique creative vision, I say it all the time, good. Like, yo, that's what everyone should have. But why are we putting the children in adult scenarios, though? Like, I don't see the purpose, though. Like, I just don't see why. Like, she can do more creative Jones. Like, again, you've seen her albums and all that. She's obviously a very popular artist, but what does she gain? And better yet, what type of audience and what type of people does she want to bring in to her audience and cultivate? Like, it's already bad enough she's not beating the toxic audience allegations. This shit not good, bro.
If you're a fan and give me a long rant about how you liked it. I know a lot of you liked it, but there were a lot that didn't. I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. Give me a whole paragraph and make sure to explain why I'm a horrible person in the worst commentary channel of all time. By the way,
Nah, let the lover babe Miss Coco's crazy cook. She's cooking.
Literally got that comment on my last video. So to whoever told me I'm the worst commentary channel ever, thank you. That just made my day. Anyway,
Man, they must have never ran into TrillTalksEverything. Tough works.
See where people are going with this. Like, I can see everyone's perspective, but this kind of criticism became a lot more acceptable after the Portals album because it was unpopular for a lot of fans because it was such a drastic change. She went from dressing up as like this schoolgirl and making songs about that to like
Nah. Yo, my alarms get set off every time. I'm telling you, I never miss. Schoolgirl, huh? We was just talking about Umichi. Man, I just feel like we just try to play on some audiences, and I'm just not feeling it. And you know what's really crazy about that too? Yo, we could really get to chatting. Let's talk about the EXO team. Oh, lovely. Yo, Gary, it's been a minute. What did you have them wearing in that, John? These schoolgirl outfits, yo, Kika Kim, surrounded by the three bulls. We looking like this John's supposed to be black.com. Ridiculous. I can't believe it. Yo, how are we letting this John be propagated through this TikTok, Jones, bruh? This is crazy. I'm gonna keep it a whole buck. This is crazy. Hey.
Like turning into this like fairy thing. It was just so different and a lot of fans didn't appreciate it. It was scary, it was weird, and a lot of fans liked it, but a lot of fans didn't.
I feel like, and a lot of people feel like, should not go together at all. And even
I know I said I wouldn't be biased, and by that I meant I won't give you what my opinion on the essay allegations and all of that is because you have to make that up for yourself. I
need more substantiated proof.
I don't want to influence you. I know I probably won't, but I don't want to. And now's a place to like discuss it for yourselves, not to just have me give my blatant opinion. I want the focus to be you guys working out in the comments and not just me and everyone coming for me with their thoughts. But in this situation, I do agree. And this doesn't impact because, once again, I don't listen to her music and I don't actually care about Melanie. But I kind of agree because I'm not saying Melanie meant it in a bad way. I'm not saying that at all. I'm not saying she's this creep. But it just isn't the greatest idea to combine childlike things with adult, like that type of stuff.
Yeah, that's usually a terrible idea. I ain't gonna lie. It pushes certain Johns. And those Johns, not better yet, them Johns and the optics behind them Johns, not so kosher.
Because it could go to the wrong people, if you know what I mean. So once again, I'm not saying that Melanie meant this in a bad way. She could have meant it in a completely innocent way. I don't know her personally. I don't, know her. So obviously I can't say for myself. I don't know what she meant it by.
Again, that's like no personal hate. But again, this is the thing I talk about all the time, which is like patterns of behavior. If you're doing Jones to where it's looking off, you're like basically sexualizing children. You're putting children in these adult scenarios. You're buying off the adult baby diaper lover Etsy. Like what? Miss Melanie, what is going on here? We are not cooking. Not at all. We cannot let you near the stove, hon. We can't.
But it could go to the wrong people, and it could send the wrong message. So that's all I'm saying.
Yes,
so that's just my
that's
opinion.
what I've been
If you
saying.
disagree, you disagree.
If you look at her
I agree.
very first kind of original music, she has this one song called A Million Men, which is something that a lot of people bring up. And she said it is about her watching a documentary on child. So she wanted to write a song.
Wait, no. Okay, hold on. This is getting actually kind of ridiculous. Wait. What? This. Let me see. What the fuck is this? Bro, this shit, nah, this is not real. What the fuck, bro? Oh, nah, this is kind of crazy, bro. Nah, this ain't kind of crazy. This is actually nutty. Bro, hold on, bro. Yo, hold on. I need y'all to peep game on this. Hold on. Here are some highlighted verses, highlighted verses in the Haunting Chorus. And I'm looking it up. Here's a closer look at A Million Men, also known as A Million Men, an unreleased acoustic track by Melanie Martinez. Back on the theme, written circa January 7, 2013, Internet First Scrap 2013 EP. Released a leak. A work tema date leaked online. A full acoustic demo surfaced on June 4, 2021. Song narrates the harrowing story of young girl Miss Maggie trapped in a sex trafficking ring. It explores her trauma, exploitation, and eventual escape. Here are some highlighted verses in Haunting Chorus. Miss Maggie was way too young to understand why she woke up to strange men. She should have gone to school. Instead, she did them. What the Yo, what the fuck is this? Nah, what the fuck is this? Yo, we have to take this shit down, right? Like, we got, well, this shit never came out, but what the hell is this? Why is, nah, see, this is why we ask questions. This is a perfect example of why we ask questions. Wow.
About it. It's really, it's a serious topic, so.
Yeah, to say the very least.
Hope you guys like it.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah.
I already promised you earlier in the video, I'm not going to show you it. It is kind of disturbing, but you can look it up for yourself and watch it, but viewer discretion is advised. It is on a very serious topic.
Yeah, we seen the lyrics. Oh boy.
And it is pretty heartbreaking. And this is just another example of, I don't know if Melanie meant it in a bad way, but it could totally be taken in the wrong way, if you know what I mean.
It's just, hold on, give me a sec. What is the best way to describe this? It's just, I could understand, like, trying to bring awareness to a story of a victim, you know what I'm saying? Because obviously they deserve justice for the traumatic shit that has been done to them. But I feel like within Melanie doing it within like a song or however she tried to do it within this leak, it was just very much going to be in poor taste. Like, very poor taste. Like, I don't think this is, there's other ways to go about showing awareness on. That's all I'll say.
So it depends. I don't even feel like I should give my opinion on this, but it's one of those things where I don't even know if she meant it in a bad way, but it kind of came out as a bad way, if that makes sense.
I would honestly agree with that too. Like, in whichever way she meant it, however, either way, like, it just would like, overall would be poor taste. Like that is the only way to see it.
Personally didn't see
At least in
anything
my
wrong
opinion.
with it at the time. I know a lot of people find it weird that she's like writing about these kind of things that she hasn't even experienced herself. But also I'm like kind of like storytelling, or like even like in movies, like a lot of things aren't real and they're fictional. They're a fictional story, but about like real topics that happen. So I'm kind of leaning over towards that and with that song in particular. But other things that she does, like training wheels, the lyrics are pretty explicit. And all of this is to say that
Wait.
but other things that she does, like training wheels, the lyrics are pretty explicit.
I love everything you do. When you call me fucking dumb for the stupid shit I do. When I ride my bike with you, fully undressed, no training wheels, I love for you, and I pull them off for you. Yo. I'm sorry. Yo. Let me back my mic up. You see, like I said earlier, there were some Miss Melanie Glazers in the comments. I feel like we need to have a chat. I feel like we definitely need to have a chat, hon. Am I? No. Hey, we're past that point. Yeah, no, we're going to ask questions, for sure. For sure. Because this, again, when I say pattern of behavior, see, this is some of the stuff we weren't really seeing in the first vid. Yeah, no, we have to ask a ton of questions. Miss Melanie, her interests, we'll put it like this, are very questionable. I question why she chooses to like continuously write about topics like these. Again, especially with them in real life scenarios and or like, well, this, we don't know that. But with the other song, the Million Men one, yeah, I just feel like it's definitely not appropriate, for sure. That's not even questionable at this point anymore.
And all of this is to say that Crybaby is a child.
She was pretty young when she made this album, and I'm not defending her or coming to her defense or throwing stones at her, but what I'm really trying to say here is that all of this really depends on if she meant it in a bad way. Because sometimes maybe she just thought, oh, I want a theme for my album. Oh, I'll do like a baby, because then I can do special titles for each one. You know, I can name them each things that relate to. It could have just been a theme thing that she didn't think through too much, but it could.
I very much feel she thought this through. Because, again, pattern of behavior, she's continuously talking about these topics, associating, you know what I'm saying, children with adult scenario. Like, not kosher.
Could have been in a really, really bad way. At the end of the day, from my personal opinion, I would have to know if she knew or not, and I just don't know, and I don't think we can ever really know. So I feel like it's kind of up to you as the viewer to decide if this was really appropriate or not. Because again, I feel like if I give my opinion, it's going to give away my view on everything.
And this is just further proof that
I'll straight up tell you, like I said, it's not. It's not. Hun, I prefer you talk about different topics. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure you have other passions, hun. I'm sure there are other things. See, what's crazy about this is that the scenarios you're talking about are obviously traumatic scenarios and things that obviously you would not want to happen because it's very bad. But she continues to write about them. But usually you would think within music, people would write about the things that, like I was coming off of saying, passionate about or make them happy, because then you could give a lot of conjecture and feel like you could really write more. So I'm like lost on this factor. Not saying that obviously like if you're like depressed or not or feeling down, you can't write something substantial too. Duh. Favorite two artists, Lil Uzi Vert, Juice WRLD. Yo, it's literally known like, yo, we gotta break Uzi's heart again so he can write another fire album or some junk. Like, no, you can still do that while feeling like, you know, down on the dumps or going through things or whatever. But it's just, why like this? Why with the children in these scenarios? It's just, that is 100% questionable.
women, even women, can be because I have some questions. Why did Melanie Martinez think this is cute and funny? Why is this like her whole brand is like pleasing children?
I'm really hoping that she was just trying to come up with a theme, and so she could.
I feel like I'm with her. I'm with the love base from that TikTok. Like, yeah. Why? Is there nothing else? Is there no other topics?
Like have titles for her songs, because if not, this is really sad and disturbing and disgusting, and there's no excuse if she knew what she was doing. But again,
it's pattern of behavior. You can't tell me she doesn't know. Yo, I need y'all to tell me what is the plausible deniability for this. Cause like even with the Elevate Miss Go Crazy saying, right? like where like, oh yeah, she was just choosing a theme and maybe she wasn't really thinking it through. I feel like to have multiple songs in which you're having like you're especially depending on the length of these songs, which I'm assuming they're probably like at least 2 to 4 minutes in length with some of these. So to write this much about these progressively and you're writing more songs, like you're thinking about this on a constant. So how could you get off with the plausible deniability of like, oh, I didn't really think it through? Like that wouldn't make any sense to me. Like, huh? Like, oh my God.
Don't even know what to say about this. Let's move on to the next
I was just baffled, bro. Oh my God. Yo, I'm not gonna lie, hun. The tea is scorching. The tea is scorching. I didn't know it was getting this hot. I thought it was already bad enough, again, coming off the first video with the whole Timothy situation. And then, you know, so the Etsy and all that. It's getting way worse.
Drama shortly after I show you this clip.
And it's genuinely so disgusting to me that so many people are defending this, because I have to know, why do you want to draw a picture of a child in a bathtub getting a bar of soap shoved into their mouth?
Wow.
What? Like, oh no. Oh, no. Yeah, that's not appropriate. We can all come to that agreement, right? Like, is that appropriate?
While doing some research for this video, I came across an edit of this girl by Melanie fans saying she was the weirdo. It was an edit where she was like talking and then it was like Melanie's art flashing, you know the way an edit works, and all the comments were saying this girl's the weirdo. And I feel like this is one of those examples of, I don't know if she is the weirdo in this situation. It's kind of like someone saying, wear your seatbelt or you're gonna crash. I saw this on TikTok. I stole it from TikTok.
Yo, this is like, yo, because I'm just sitting here thinking like this is progressively obviously getting worse, duh. Because I'm like, yo, this is really, like, she, and Melanie in specific, she's turning into a situation where you're like, yeah, you really might not be able to separate the art from the artist. Because even, like, again, like I was even saying a little bit earlier, like, bruh, it's literally bleeding into the art. I'm like, yo, I don't, because again, like I said before, there's music where you could say it's edgier. It's the edgier, John. It's talking about very, very, you know what I'm saying, he'll say controversial topics and things and such like that. But yo, it's just in the manner of this. I just, yo, like I said, baffling. So, baffled.
And then you look at them and you say, you want to imagine me getting hit by a train, you absolute weirdo? It's one of those situations where, is it really that weird to be weirded out? Because the lyrics are very, very adult-like. And I don't blame you on your opinion on this. Like, I don't blame you if you find it weird. Because again,
like, my tone just shifted. Like, I just came off of saying, like, at first I would say, like, separate art from artist. But going in depth, looking at her lyrics and John now, yeah, no, we definitely got to keep asking questions about this shit.
I don't think you're the weirdo. These lyrics are very adult-like, and they deserve to be criticized, and they deserve to be examined. You shouldn't automatically be deemed as this weirdo for ever questioning Melanie's lyrics, like in Melanie's message. Like, you're allowed to do that with all artists, and that's just kind of a weird way to defend your favorite artist. I just hate that argument so much because I see it so much, especially with kids online. People will be like, why are you making these weird images with your kids? Like, why you seem to be like, you know, whatting your kid? And then their response will be, why are you thinking of my kid that way? Like, it's an argument I hear from the wrong people.
The presentation. Why are you thinking of my kid that way? Well, presentation. What do you think I'm seeing? It's probably, in a manner. But then again, this is obviously the distinction of like, well, what are the masses saying? If one person has a critique, all right, that's a different standard. But if a bunch of people are saying this, Jazz, Miss Melanie, it's time to really look into that boy.
People, let's just say that. It's just not a good argument at the end of the day. It's okay to fear for the safety of someone. It's okay to question something, like the true moral value of it. It's okay to question this stuff without you being the weirdo.
If Melanie was there, flesh and blood, living and breathing, absolutely, charge whatever you want. But I feel like $400, especially because you can literally do this at home for free.
Credit goes to Haley. Thank you, Haley. She made multiple videos on the Melanie situation where Melanie people accused her of scamming her fans. Accused. Remember, it's accused. Please don't sue me, Melanie. Please don't sue me somehow, Melanie's fans, because I feel like they
Please, not my wallet.
would somehow find a way to sue me. So to summarize, Melanie basically charged $400 for a meet and greet, but you met like an AI image of her. You gotta take photos with an AI image of her. And
oh yeah, this was another thing that was talked about a little bit in Miss Coker's crazy last vid. But yeah, nah, this floored me. This baffled me, bro. Heads, because heads, apparently it was like with the VIP John, some heads got to actually meet her apparently, and then some heads with the same VIP passes, heads I got to meet her, only got this little stupid AI picture done. I'm like, yeah, me personally never would have showed up in the first place. I don't leave my house.
And obviously that's a little bit different than meeting the actual Melanie. And so a lot of fans are calling her out. A lot of fans that went to this were very disappointed. And there were other stuff too, but they said that was also a scam. And overall, people were just really mad about the situation. But there were some defenses that we're going to be going over soon. But let's watch another clip.
Melanie Martinez VIP meet and greet being a picture with an AI. She played y'all and y'all just handed her money.
Yep, sounds like it.
I love Melanie Martinez so much. But I'm so disappointed that VIP was $400.
Hey, yo, y'all should be happy that this joint was only $400 because JoJo got y'all paying like $1,000. And it's crazy works. I'm not gonna lie, for the JoJo Glazers, yo, she rinsing y'all. It's wild works we got going on here.
And her set is only an hour. That price doesn't even include a meet and greet. Please say psych about the Melanie Martinez meet and greet. The wording of it made it sound like the photo experience would be with her, not a filter. And not only did people get to meet Melanie before COVID hit, but when COVID hit, she literally had virtual meetings with her fans who bought VIP tickets.
I'm sure it might be some last minute thing. I don't know for sure, obviously. It could have been like she was stressed, she didn't have enough time, so she quickly did this. I don't know for sure, but it likely had something to do with this.
Nah, you gonna have to pop out for $400. Heads is paying $400 each? Never, bruh. Never.
Schedule, which obviously I'm not defending this situation, but I'm saying that's probably the reasoning behind it. Because if she used to meet...
Yo, are y'all beeping game on this? Yo, we're gonna have to have like a turn on the light counter, bro. My light does not like me, y'all. I swear. Trying to do me, dude. That boy hate me. Alright, anyway. Yo, I'm looking, I'm like, yo, did the monitor shut off? Yo, I'm dead.
Meet up with them. It must be something with time. The album, maybe they were running behind, something like that. Which overall is just really sad that she's kind of letting down her fans here, but there probably is like a reason behind it.
Another problem people who attended the show had was that it was just way too short. She only plays for 1 hour and then she leaves. And if anybody watching has ever been to any concert before,
never in my life.
You know that they at least go for 1 hour and 40 minutes.
The comments under this video by Haley, which again, shout out to Haley for this amazingly put together video. Well, they were very critical and they had some reasoning behind this. They were saying that she was wearing a suit, which makes sense. It would make you a lot more hot and exhausted and a lot harder to perform, which yes, I can see behind that. I can see that reasoning. So they were
But then wouldn't you want to go for like the best like fit optically to where like it looks the best presenting but also is the most comfortable, so then you could not be inhibited so you can do better for, you know, your audience, the people that made your career. That's just me though. Gotta love your audience. Like,
very critical of this video. They did not support a lot of the things Haley said, and that kind of makes sense because, yeah, if I was dancing around and singing in a suit for an hour, I would probably get hot and tired too. You can see some of the videos of her. She's obviously sweating a ton, and I'm not saying that to be a weirdo. Please don't come at me, but she's like very...
There is no way heads are trying to cancel. Coco's crazy for that, what? Because she's sweating? Like, bruh, come on. Nah, we're grown. We're grown. We're not doing this.
Obviously tired and sweating, so the suit is probably very, very hot with all those bright lights. That probably heated up room because everyone's shouting. So I would say this isn't the biggest controversy she's had.
It's over. It's time to leave.
No, it hasn't. She hasn't played High School Sweethearts or Lunchbox Friends or Strawberry Shortcake or Teachers Better Reset or Wheels on the Bus or Dollhouse or Soap or Carousel or Pity Party or Mad Hatter or Playdate. Melanie, come back!
This is why I sold my tickets. I'm not paying $700 for a 1 hour concert.
$700 for 1 hour? No go. Absolutely not.
Tickets are too expensive for just portals.
I do agree that that is very, very expensive, but at the end of the day, I mean, no one's forcing you to buy it. If you think it's too overpriced, I mean, sorry, I know she may be your favorite artist, but I mean, if she has to dance around a suit maybe for an hour, maybe that's just not it. So I mean, I guess Taylor Swift.
At the end of the day, that's what I'm saying. Like, yo, obviously, I'm giving my opinion. Truly gonna give his opinion. Or whatever. But within this jazz, like, yeah, heads that are fans of her are gonna buy this jump regardless. Like, still that factor. In my personal opinion, I would never do this jump. But I would never pay for a concert of anyone. Lil Uzi Vert, like I just came off of saying earlier in the vid, favorite artist ever. Would never go. No, I just don't feel like concerts in John. I just know that's not my type of jazz. That's not my type of thing. So I wouldn't even be in the scenario to where I would feel as though within this I got skimmed out of my cheese, or like this John wasn't worth it or anything like that. But I could understand the heads that do feel like that. But I could also understand like on the factor of Melanie Martinez, where it's like, yo, the heads that are fans of me, we still might sell out because yo, my Glazers, they glazing. Dang, tough. That's the biz.
Swift too has been criticized, but Taylor Swift's concert I think was pretty long. Wasn't it like 3 hours long or something? So maybe at the end of the day, I'm sure it has something to do with the suit. Could she try to squeeze in a few more songs? Of course she could, but I mean at the end of the day, we can't force her. Artists overcharge their tickets a lot of the time. It's just something we've kind of gotten used to. So, I mean, there's not much to do about it. And this kind of is like an under controversy. But her eggs and her like perfumes, those were a wee bit overpriced. Okay, her eggs were her perfumes. But those so overpriced that her own fans were like they were mad. They were mad about it. And I remember there's this whole situation on TikTok. And Haley even discussed it. And kind of going off of what I said in the last video, even her comment sections. And we all know Melanie's fan base. She has a huge fan base, and they strongly support her life or death. They will defend her to the very end. Even some of them were in her comments, and the comments were getting a lot of likes. They're the top comments, were criticizing her prices. They were saying things like, we love you, Melanie, but this is too much. And I feel like fans always have a right to criticize the person, as long as it's not something on their look.
Again, let's do the separation all the time. There is a difference between hate and genuine criticism. If you go to Melanie Martinez comments and be like, yeah, hun, your perfume is seeming a bit overpriced, you know what I'm saying? Maybe Sly has a little discount or maybe lower rate and heads will purchase it more or whatever. That's completely fine. If you go in there and be like, yeah, fuck you, Melanie, yo, fuck your perfume, this shit is bullshit. We know what needs to be taken serious and what needs to be ignored. You know what I'm saying? Like...
or something like that. That's just like leave them alone. Or on personal stuff, criticizing them on prices is totally fair. So I mean, shout out to the fans that criticize their artists, because you always got to do that. You can't just like blindly
stay objective, be able to come to a bridge, you know what I'm saying? Because and this is the thing I say all the time too, of why you need to have like people that have your best interests at heart, because they're the people that's going to tell you the truth. Like instead, like again, people want like these yes men. Like, let's keep it a buck, bro. You want people glazing you the fuck up, giving you the validation, all that shit. That's why people get addicted to TikTok and clout and shit. And I say this all the time, bro. Because niggas will just get the validation. But the people that have your best interest at heart, yo, if you look like a fucking dumbass or if you're doing some dumb shit, bro, they gonna look you in the face. Yo, you're fucking wilding. We're gonna check this shit out. Like, we're gonna clock it. We're done. Like, you know what I'm saying? We gonna fix this up. Why? Because they don't want to see you doing bad on no John, bruh. People that just want, yes, man, that just want something of you, your clout, this, that, and the third, not gonna tell you that. They're gonna keep blazing you the fuck up, because, we gotta keep them around or whatever. I'm finna go up, finna get something for them. Like, bro, forget all that jazz, bro. Forget that, bro. That's why I always say you gotta value your audience, and you gotta make sure and be aware of the type of audience you cultivate. That's why y'all never see Trilly be like, yo, man, I'm that shit. I'm that John. Bro, I'll be like, Trilly chop. Man, who the fuck is Trilly, bro? He fell the fuck off. Let me chill. But, like, yeah, don't be getting on no ego, John. Your heads have to remember, too, like I was saying earlier in the vid, like, bro, your audience is the people, like, your audience, I hate saying fans. That shit, fans. Don't got no fans. Supporters. I got fan. Tough. Anyway. Like, but seriously, in this factor, like, your fans, your supporters, whatever, like, yo, these are motherfuckers that made you, bro. If they didn't support you, didn't like your shit, bro, you would not be where you at. You wouldn't be living this lifestyle to be acting on some narcissistic shit, some egotistical shit, some weird shit. You know what I mean? Like, we gonna watch out. You're sweating.
Follow every decision they make, if that makes sense. And let's add another one to the pile of controversies.
NFTs?
Recently, Melanie has released some NFTs. And I know I look like an idiot, and I probably am an idiot. I don't know what the rules copyright-wise are on those, so I don't know if I can show them or not, but you can easily just look them up. And a lot of people did not like these NFTs. They found them weird and gross, and they don't like NFTs because they're bad for the environment, which obviously is a very valid argument. But yeah, a lot of people, and I saw some TikToks with a lot of likes hating on these and just saying they were straight up weird and not in a good way, because a lot of fans like Melanie because she's weird, because she's strange, because she stands...
I'm gonna give it a whole stack to job. Bro, after 2021, bro, NFTs and all that shit is bullshit. Do not fucking buy NFTs.
out. She has different styles that no one else has. You know that.
Not financial advice, but I'm not gonna lie to you, my nigga. Just don't buy NFTs.
That type of stuff. She can turn into a fairy, which she did recently, which was pretty unique, we gotta all admit. But a lot of her own fans did not like this. They thought it was weird in a bad way.
This is my honest review of the $275 Melanie Martinez
$275. I'm not gonna lie. Yo, if you need to spend almost $300 to get a squirt to smell good, yo, I'm not gonna lie, it's time to upgrade to soap. This is crazy works. And then, yo, where is this supposed to be sitting? On the nightstand? Ain't no way in hell I'm waking up to this motherfucker looking over at me. Are you serious? No, y'all have to stop playing. Y'all have to stop playing. Yo. Yo, what is this?
perfume collection. Yes. This was $275.
Let's get back onto the whole perfume prices controversy. That was easily one of the most viral controversies of Melanie. I could not escape that for the longest time, so I felt like we should just sit down together and watch this video because it's someone who bought it. So I mean, who could be better to review it than a fan, someone who paid all this money and will give an honest review, because this person already looks like they're uncomfortable with the product, that they're like, oh, this is a wee bit pricey, Melanie. Like, this has got to be one of her biggest fans, because who pays this much for a perfume?
Never in my life.
Oh my god. Let me rip her out the plastic real quick. Here she is, you guys. It says Portals Parfums right there.
Okay, I can kind of relate to her when I was a kid, because when I was like a kid, I watched How to Train Your Dragon, and like there was a TV show, and I loved it so much. It was like the most magical thing ever. And there was
everybody got like, you know, they the little nostalgia Jones or they Jones that they really interested in. You already know. For Trilly, Trilly does indeed love anime, baby. For me, it's anime. Like, yo, we start talking anime, yo, I'm gushing in, John. I'm sitting there like these. I'm sitting there. No cap, like. But yo, nah, it's cute to see that jump. But it's I always stick it back down the price. We almost paid $300. But hey, listen, if you feel like the product is worth it, and or like that jump make you happy, that's the thing that matters most. Stand.
There's this white dragon that flew around, and I remember I wanted it, but there was no like one for sale currently, so I looked it up on Amazon. There was like a restock of it, like an old model, and it cost $300, but I was gonna save up and buy it because I wanted that white dragon storm thing so badly, and man, am I glad I didn't buy that, because what was I thinking?
This is stunning. I will admit though, the plastic does make it look a little cheap.
Yeah, I'd agree a little bit.
Like, it does kind of look like a toy.
That's what I was about to say, actually, funny enough. I'm like, it's kind of giving like, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of giving plastic dolls. It's giving like cheap Barbie doll. I don't know. But that's just me though, because we big ball and it's $275.
Saying it right now, I'm not sorry. It probably cost under $20 to make the entire thing.
I would not be surprised if it cost literally, if we're talking in terms of like like raw materials, under $10. I would not be surprised. And this is the whole thing. This is why I tell y'all all the time, yes, I will continue to be buying $4 Temu hoodies. The only expensive Jones that ever gonna see me is like, yo, I have to admit, Trilly lore drop, just in case you're here, so timestamp it. Trilly, if there's one thing that Trilly salivates over that isn't YouTube analytics and stuff like that, it's hoodies. Trilly loves hoodies. In specific, zip-ups. Good quality zip-ups. I ain't gonna lie. That's the only joint y'all would ever see me spend some cheese on. But even still within that, the zip ups I'm getting is $4 for Temu, like I said. What the whole sidebar off of that, what that was supposed to lead into me talking about, TrillTalksEverything, is that, yeah, most things y'all see, y'all just paying for brand name. Like, you know how heads will try to buy not even try, because you could just easily buy one if you got the cheese. That's the thing, because it's all about branding. Yo, heads will buy a Nike Tech and all that, John, bro. A Nike Tech might cost you like $120. It might, yeah, it's definitely more now because inflation beating niggas' asses, bro. I ain't gonna hold you, inflation kicking. But like, yo, the materials of a Nike Tech, you could get like legitimately the same joint off Amazon for like $40, bruh. The only thing you're paying for with the Tech is literally the Nike logo stitched into that boy. Other than that, bro, this shit is the same joint. It's like, yo, these are the separations, bro. These are the separations. But who cares, bro? Again, like I said, buy whatever makes you happy. I'm just gonna let you know. Let's try to keep the finances in order.
Like, she's making bank off of this, off of her fans.
Melanie also said she's going to be selling them separately, which should be way cheaper. So if you're someone who's interested in buying them separately, this video is for you, babe.
Yes, it was obviously cheaper, but I still remember people were complaining about it because it was still very expensive to buy them individually. And a lot of people, I remember reviewing it, said that they didn't actually smell good at all anyway. So you're just being ripped off overall. But again, I don't have it, so I can't say for myself. Everyone smells stuff differently, so I just don't know how good they actually smell. But they better smell like heaven for this price.
Now let's smell
I'm
this.
about to say almost for $300. Yo, everyone better make me start flying. I better get angel wings. I ain't gonna hold you.
Shit. First up, we have Air of Clarity. This one has notes of caramel, coconut, ambroxan, and...
Is it like metal? I'm hoping that this is metal and not plastic, because yo, if this is realistically plastic, this junk should max be like $100.
Tonka bean. I'm nervous. Okay.
Each spray she just sprayed was literally like $10. Literally.
It's sad. I'm not, yo, if it's gonna go crazy, she came out saying, I'm not gonna hold you though. I found this same perfume in Five Below. I found this same joint in Five Below. That's really tough though. We have to up our game though.
Literally every individual spray was just $10, so I hope she enjoyed spraying $50 right there.
It smells like a sexy woman sun tanning on the beach.
Couldn't relate.
Surrounded by palm trees.
Definitely couldn't relate.
But like on a magical planet.
I can't even like literally leave the basement.
Oh my god, it's so good.
Well, I'm glad it's good because you lost quite a bit of money, so I...
Yo, I'm not gonna lie, that's like $20 a squirt, bro. I'm not gonna lie, no, that shit is actually funny.
Maybe you didn't lose it, I guess, if it's worth it. You won't be wearing it for long because those don't look very big, but I mean, I guess I'm glad she enjoys her product because you better savor each cent.
Nah, those are like legitimately ones where you can only, like, every time you go out and use it, Jazz, you can only do like max 3 squirts, maybe just 2.
Each millicent of like the air that you get from those things, because each thing is like every cent you pick up is worth like $5.
Will you tell your friends at school that it's fake?
It's fake.
Okay, tell them all. It's fake news, right?
Yeah.
Not true. You know me, I would never do that.
I felt like showing this clip again because once again, I don't even know much about Leah Holton. I just know that she makes TikTok music, that some of it is kind of rough, the lyrics aren't great. But just the sheer desperation you can see in her face and her voice, because she has experienced so much harassment from Melanie's fans in the past few hours. TikToks with millions of likes trashing on her, edits, comments, DMs. The amount of hatred she got for simply saying something that someone commented is just bizarre. I think...
Again, like I was even saying earlier, like this is the John of like, bad, like not particularly bad on both sides, but... We know, obviously, Miss Melanie audience, toxic, don't need to be brigading people, don't need to be harassing them. At the same time, on Leah Holton, hun, you don't know what flop means. Again, like I said, Drilly repeats himself, but like I said earlier, you know what flop means? Come on. Yo, this is like, it's, how do I explain this, John? It's like that thing of where, like, yo, when you look, if I look, like, say for instance, hold on. I'm literally just gonna prove this with y'all. Watch. Hold on. I put this on screen. You immediately started looking at stuff on the screen and automatically started reading words and titles and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So she read the words and then chose to say this, John. You know what I'm saying? Like, she literally had to read the dialogue and then say it. So it's like, you don't know what flop meant? You would... I don't know. It's dumb. It's dumb. But obviously, the main point to that, Miss Melanie, let's go ahead and quell the audience. They don't need to be harassing her for this shit. It's a nothing burger.
Problem that Melanie can't even control to an extent is her fan base. Her fan base just became like a mob of angry people that will attack anyone who they even suspect of treating Melanie wrong. Again, Leah has no relationships to Melanie. Melanie's never even like had any like problem with her. All she did was read a chat, and they clipped that and acted like she was attacking Melanie because, I mean, no one really cares to attack Melanie, so they desperately tried to find something to create drama. And I just, again, can't imagine the amount of harassment. If Brad got the amount of harassment he did, I can't imagine what someone who had edits with millions of likes trashing on them, I can't imagine the DMs she got. And I just feel really bad for her in this situation because she's just another victim of Melanie's fan base. And again, if you watch my last video, you'll understand my point here more. I'm not saying everyone's like this. I'm just saying her fan base has a huge reputation for literally harassing anyone who dares to criticize Melanie. Literally anyone. So it's just a reputation they have. And kind of going off of what I said in the last video, it could just be one toxic person out of 1,000 in Melanie's fan base. But that one person plays a major role in like shaping their reputation because they're a loud minority. When they send something rude and like beyond cruel to a person who criticized Melanie, that's how that person's going to think of her fan base.
A loud minority is a good, like, you know what I'm saying, analogy, because, yeah, facts. It's like, yo, when people see this type of jazz, even if it is the minority of your audience, but it's the most prevalent thing talked about when associated with your name, like, that is, terrible optics! Like I say it all the time, that is not good for your optics. You know what I'm saying? You do not want to have a toxic audience or a toxic fan base or anything like that. It's like, yo, let's cultivate better. Just came off of saying that too.
Like, you represent her fan base. So kind of going off of what I said before, if you're a Melanie fan, do not harass people in my comments. Do not harass me. Do not harass anyone who criticizes her because you are making her fan base look worse than everyone already thinks they are. Everyone already thinks this whole thing about her fan base, that they're these horrible, horrible people because of possibly a few people.
Well, hello everyone, my name is Bradley. I have a Brad taste in music, and today we're going to be listening to the Melanie Martinez 2015 hit album, Crybaby. Now, I guess I shouldn't be too surprised by the reception that the previous video had, you know.
I remember that the amount of harassment Brad got from making these videos on Melanie was so strong that people suspect that Fantano steered away from like actually criticizing her album for real. Like in all the comments under his video where he rates Portals, all the comments are saying congrats Melanie's fan base for harassing him into not actually giving a legit.
It's like, it's so dumb. I just don't understand. And she could easily just quell this by going on her own, just saying like, yo guys, we gotta chill, like, yo, it's not good for heads to be saying this type of jazz. But no, I never see heads do it ever.
Review, which I don't know if that's true or not, but that was literally what all the comments were saying. So I'm not saying it's everyone who is fan of Melanie. What I'm saying is there's a few toxic people. Possibly it could just be one out of 1,000, 10,000 that are a part of Melanie's fan base. But man, they are loud. The ones that are, maybe it's a lot of them, but I'm guessing it's just a few because it doesn't take a lot to send the D threats to people. It doesn't take a lot to say the most awful things. It takes only a few. It was probably just a few, but they...
Oh boy. It doesn't take a lot. Some people definitely understand that.
They probably said some awful stuff and rightfully made Brad feel endangered, made him feel mad. And that is just really disturbing. And it sucks to have a few people kind of ruin this fandom for everyone. If the allegations and stuff are all false, like you're ruining the fandom's reputation for everyone. So congrats. I guess sending D-threats to people isn't going to make anyone look good. The only thing it's going to do is harm the reputation of your fan base. I remember once I came across a video of someone rating the Portals album, and they were obviously a fan, and they rated all the songs like 10 out of 10. There were one or two that they rated 8, 9.5 out of 10, something still really generous and overall sweet. All of the comments were Melanie fans, obviously, too, because that's a community that they're a part of, and they were all commenting, but Leech's is 10 out of 10, but this is 10 out of 10.
And that's the thing, though, too. Like, heads don't understand. You can't satisfy everyone. You can't satisfy everyone. That's just what it is. That's just what it is. That's all we say. Like, if you're going to get into content creation or, like, you know what I'm saying, you're giving your opinion out on the John or whatever, whether it's an anonymous opinion, say if you just got, like, a random PIP or whatever, or if you are showing your face, like, even still that, like, yo, there's going to be some head that disagree with you, yo. Like, so if you're not ready for heads to disagree with you and or ready to take some criticism or some John, whether it's justified or not, because we know, again, like I said earlier, some heads will give you street slanderous criticism and all this jazz. Then I would suggest internet not too hotsy, because, yeah, negativity seems to brew a lot here.
Out of 10. Why didn't you rate those 10 out of 10? It's like, you don't have to say everything Melanie creates is 100% perfect. Like, you're allowed to rate it whatever you want. It's just like, it's the mindset that, like, she cannot be criticized, that their fandom has it. I don't know why it's like that. It's if someone criticizes Melanie, they're not saying she deserves to fall off a cliff. What they're saying is, like, she can improve this way, and she is capable of improving in that way. I just don't see why we're sending death threats to people for literally criticizing her music and giving their opinion on her music. Me personally, I'm going to give a quick criticism and put probably my life at risk. I don't like her music personally, mainly because I believe that the meanings are too blatantly obvious. I like music better when they kind of push it in a way. This is just me,
where it's like more ambiguous. I think I kind of see where Coco's Crazy coming from, where like you're supposed to make your own interpretation of, like, you know, saying the song, like you come up with your own meanings for it.
Opinion. If you like it, I literally could care less. Like, it's just me giving my opinion. If you don't like it, that's not the end of the world. Remember, we are allowed to criticize people and like who we like. I don't like it mainly because I just like music that there's more of like it's harder to find the meaning.
Yeah, like I was saying, it's more ambiguous.
It's so like blatantly obvious what the theme is, that just kind of like,
yeah, it's very blatant. The jits in the adult scenarios, it's apparent. Extremely apparent.
Hurts my brain in a way. But that's just me for the 100th time. Please don't put me in one of those hate edits like you do with everyone who criticizes your music, Melanie fan base. I'm literally just making a criticism. No matter how much you like your favorite artist, they're not perfect. No artist is perfect, and being so threatening to anyone who criticizes your artist or doesn't like your artist is just like, it's disgusting and weird, and I'm just so tired of seeing this everywhere with this
It's just an unnecessary amount of glaze. It's like, yo, the person, the artist that you're glazing, they don't even know who you are. Why are you like riding their back, like defending them this hard? It's like you don't owe them anything. Like, it's like, I don't
base. So if you're part of it, please give them a good reputation. Please help their reputation by being sweet and kind instead of sending death threats to people. That's what's supposed to happen. You're never perfect. You're always able to improve. And even if you don't like my opinion on your music, then cool. We're literally built as humans to have different opinions. We're not all supposed to like the same thing. Like, that's cool. And if you're going to comment, why don't you make music? That's not my thing. I'm allowed to like the music I want, and I'm allowed to like it for the reasons I like it. Like, that's the purpose of music.
Damn.
You're supposed to like.
Exactly, because it's like, your music is obviously subjective. Like, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, music that I may find good, someone else may find bad. Music they find good, I may find terrible. Like, it's literally, it's just up to your interpretation. Like, stamped. Like, dude, that's literally just what it is. Yo. Like, this guy makes, like, the sloppiest content of all time, bruv. I ain't gonna lie. Really gonna take the moniker Princess Slop. You gotta be kidding me. Alright. You already know we have to address the, editing that out allegations. Not beating them. Definitely not editing that out. Anyway, you already know. Jeez. Shoot, try to take out the mic. Anyway, better finish this boy out. You already know.
Like what you like. For the 10th time, so this doesn't get taken out of context, I'm not saying everyone in her fandom is toxic. What I'm saying is there's a possibility only a few are, and they're just ruining it for everyone, if that makes sense. Yeah. I know I'm going to sound like one of those corny, like, out-of-touch, dumb principal teachers, but when you click and send those messages, those death threats to people, it may just seem like, ha ha ha, got him. But that can really impact someone's life. And it's just like, you're defending someone you don't even know, and they don't even know who you are. Remember, tomorrow you could die and they wouldn't know or care because, once again, they don't know who you are. Just remember that. Your parasocial relationship isn't worth...
Do not fall into parasociality. Your favorite creator, idol, singer, whoever, bro, can be criticized. Like, your favorite YouTuber can be criticized. I'm like, trust, everybody's human, everybody got flaws. It's stamped in. I'm trying to tell y'all.
Putting someone else's like mental health at risk for probably months. These threats and things that these fans can send to people are just beyond disgusting. Remember that these are human beings and all they did was criticize your artist and give your opinion on your artist. And telling someone to end their you know what is also just beyond disgusting, because I know I'm going to sound cliche again, and I know I'm going to sound disingenuous, but you don't know what someone else is going through, and it's just not like okay, and it is so easy. And
I always say you got to like put out and spread out positivity, because it's just like, yo, you never know what, like, literally, like Coco was saying, like, you never know what some head, like, is going through. Like, yo, you may have, like, interactions with people, or better yet, a lot of people, you just walk by, like, a ton of heads throughout your life, and, like, you not even taking a second, like, realizing that, yo, all these other people have their own individual lives, things they've been through, their own memories, all this different junk. So it's like, and within that, obviously, some of that can be negative, and you don't know if that's what they're going through at the current time. So, yo, you think they want to run into some more bad energy to make their days worse and all that? Nah, bruh. Uplift people's spirits, gangsta. Show the love. Stay. Positivity is what we need to see, gang. It's in.
I know coming from me is literally the most hypocritical thing you'll ever hear, but it's so easy to type something behind a screen and type the most evil, vile, disgusting thing to someone, tell them to end, you know what, their own, you know what, and YouTube is really strict with me, but it's just like, you wouldn't say that in real life to them, so, like, and I know I wouldn't say that.
Nah, hold on. It's like, why? With the crib in the back? Why?
Is really strict with me, but it's just like, you wouldn't say that in real life to them, so, and I know I wouldn't say the things I've said to real life to people, but like, just it's a different level to tell someone to end their or threaten their you know what. That's just completely different than criticizing someone on a commentary channel. Like,
yeah, well, that's an obvious separation. Like, yo, going after their life versus like just going after, I guess, their morals or whatever, because you're criticizing like what they're standing for. Like, yeah, two totally separate things.
Is this really that controversial of a take? It should not be that controversial to say don't send people these type of threats, because no, it's not just bad taste in music. It definitely, I am sure Leah Kate got a ton of comments telling her to end her, you know what, I'm sure. There's no way I could get in contact with her, but if I were, I'm sure 100% that they said that, because the amount of videos I saw on her with tons and tons of views, like there's literally no way. And there's so many other people. Timothy is another example. There are so many different people that have received these threats from her fandom. It's not just one person. It is quite literally a lot of people that criticize.
And that's the thing I was saying. Like, yo, the factor, Melanie has to reel these heads in, bro. Because, again, obviously we know it reflects back on her. We discussed that already. But, like, yo, just to even, like, have your heads just instantly want to brigade people just because, like, yo, they have stuff that, one, potentially could be really bad allegations for Miss Melanie. And then two to that, it's like, yo, this is on a pattern of behavior, stuff that she can be criticized for. I don't understand why are y'all brigading instead of like, yo, telling Miss Melanie, ooh, hun, I don't know about half this stuff. It's really not looking good. You might want to try out doing this instead of just, nah, bro, anybody giving her criticism, fuck y'all not shit. No, she would never do anything wrong. Like, yo, what are we doing?
Criticize her. And this isn't just a problem with Melanie's fandom. This is with a lot of other fandoms. I couldn't name them all. There's a lot of toxic fandoms out there. A lot of fandoms that have people on there that will just ruthlessly defend their queen with their life. Like, they will defend it to their very death. It's just like, remember to be respectful when you're online. Remember that. Remember it's not always worth it for your queen. And this kind of connects back to Timothy, because once again, the things kind of going off of what I said on my last video, I still stand by that. Even if you don't believe her and you trust Melanie and you trust what Melanie says and you will defend Melanie with your life, it is not okay
with your life, again, like I said, it's crazy
to harass and dox Timothy like she was. Leak all of her private information, leak your family's information. That just simply is not okay. Like,
that is not okay in any regard. Like, if you're going to the threat of like doxing, not even if you do the doxing, it's no longer a threat. You did it. Like, yeah, that's like just literally criminal. Like, you could just not do this. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not good. You know what I mean? We should probably avoid doing so. Like,
Like, sometimes people take their parasocial relationships way, way, way too far. I don't care how strongly you believe either side. It's not okay to leak either side's information. That just is not okay because it's not your situation. It's not your personal information, and you just should stay away from that. It's not that hard. You're allowed to criticize her, but you aren't allowed to leak that type of stuff. And even though I'm not a personal fan, my advice for you, if you're part of any type of toxic fandom, help restore that reputation. Help make it better. Be super respectful when you are arguing with someone. Be kind and polite and just don't be a complete jerk. It's not that hard. Don't be a complete jerk and you will help make your reputation look better. And of course, once again, Melanie is not the only one to have one of these type of fandoms. There's so many.
You don't want to know. Like, yo, this was happening a little bit with Clara Dow's fandom. Let's see. I mean, was there that many Lost City Glazers? I don't know. I mean, there was a couple, but not as much. I didn't really see any Jasmine Tan Glazers. That's pretty much the main trifecta. I mean, it wasn't too bad. Like, I mean, they still had their fair share, but nah, it's looking like on Melanie's piece. Nah, they instantly, as soon as I had watched, obviously, Miss Coco Crazy's last bit, posted that boy up. Nah, they came in instant.
Many different ones. Just remember, be respectful because you could lead to your own fandom's downfall, your own fandom's reputation at stake. Like, all it takes is one D threat and someone could make an entire video discussing it because that is something very, very serious that needs to be discussed. You just don't want to put your fandom's reputation at risk like that. So just remember to respect everyone. And once again, I know I sound cliche, but just remember it's not that hard. Be respectful, please, because people's lives matter. Not everyone is like living in a computer online. Like, these are real messages.
You gotta make that separation too. Not even on the separation artists or whatever that we were talking about earlier, even though, yeah, you do need to do that too. But the separation of the reality from the screen, like, yeah, all this stuff, like, is actually happening out there in the world. Obviously, like, yo, heads are peeping and showing through the screen, the slop, the tease, the dramas, or whatever. But, like, yo, at the end of the day, especially with the allegations with Timothy and how that could potentially be sexual assault, like, yeah, no, these heinous things need to be cracked down on to see where and potentially if there needs to be justice. Like, you know, Jones like that is bad. Very.
Just people will read and they hurt. If a stupid comment saying that my commentary channel is the worst of all time hurt me a little tiny bit, I'll admit it. I can't imagine what all the comments Timothy received would affect me, or Brad. I can't imagine that. Like, I can't imagine it. And the fact that they sent it to his fiance as well, like, they couldn't just send it to him. They had to attack his soon-to-be wife. Are you kidding me? So just remember that these are real people at the end of the day. You don't know the...
Has got to stop doing this, Jazz. They got to make that separation, but a good amount of them can't, and that's the saddest part.
Artist, it is okay to argue, but just remember to remain respectful and not threaten people, like, to the extent that Brad was threatened. I know I'm gonna get comments saying this was a while ago, but of course, like, sure, it was a while ago, but the fandom hasn't changed much. They've done this to multiple people now, and just remember...
Well, it looks like, again, like, the whole thing with Timothy, like, it happened a while ago, of course, but one, Timothy got brigaded, so that's not gonna hurt part, and then two, it's being relitigated right now since people are covering it again, so this would be the best time for it to be substantiated, but obviously within info coming out, we'll just have to see where that is going to go. Like every time. I don't know about the track records though, considering, I mean, title here and whatever I titled it, but it tends to get worse.
If you're part of the fandom, help restore your fandom's reputation. Be polite, be kind, in any type of fandom, because once again, this isn't just a one-person problem. This is a problem with a lot of fandoms, and it could just be one person that ruins their entire fandom's reputation. So I kind of went over the allegations, all the drama, all the situations, and I hope you can give your thoughts in the comments. Please remain respectful, and with that, the video concludes. I yapped for 38 minutes. If you made it till here, like, I have so much respect.
We looking at 126. A great yap session indeed, Han. Tough.
For you, you don't even know. Thank you so much. Please leave a like so I don't look like an embarrassment who gets no likes, and I'll see you in the next one.
You already know. Shout out to Lava Babes. Miss Coco's crazy. Let her cook. Put her back on the stove. We got the disgusting Melanie Martinez situation got worse. If you guys want to watch the OG vid without the Trilly yap, because yeah, Trilly had way too much yap, down in the description, first link, share the love, again, with Miss Coco's Crazy. Final Pains, again, conjecture, again, with some of this stuff coming out, again, and it being relitigated now because, like I said, some of this stuff came out earlier on in her career, and obviously some things are being substantiated now. But more or less, like, I still think it's the same thing, even coming off of stuff in that first video with Go Go Crazy talking about this. It's just not looking good on the factor. Like, we again need to see the whole thing with the sexual assault, like, substantiated more. We need at least on that part. Yeah, the children in the adult scenarios, that's got to be questioned like hell. That's gotta, like, the whole adult baby diaper lover John on the Etsy, some of the topics within the songs and all that, like, you know what I'm saying, like, this stuff definitely got to be questioned. I feel like that definitely can be critiqued, criticized, and truly repeats stuff, don't care, questioned, stamped. So, Miss Melanie, it ain't looking good, hun. Not at all. Hopefully you can substantiate some things and clear some things up, because it's looking crazy. Other than that, though, again, shout out to Love Babies. Miss Coco's crazy. I can't even grammar at the end, especially too. Wild. Show her love, and I'll be catching y'all on the flip, baby. Peace.
you